In today's video, we have a half a beef here that we are going to process in our house ourselves. And then I'm going to take you guys to our processor and show you how they are going to cut up our half a beef. Then we're going to bring the other one over and we're going to compare, see what the difference is. We'll go through some of the tools that we're using to turn our house into a butcher shop. Sawhorses with a big, thick tabletop cutting surface, and then we have a bucket with a liner in it. This is just throwaway meat. That's for pig food. We have an extra table. We have coffee. Bus tubs are important because we're gonna be throwing all the meat in here as we're done cutting them, and then we are going to vacuum seal all of the meat. Another option you could do is can the meat, which we are going to do. And also you can wrap the meat in paper if you don't want to use plastic.
These are large size bags, and then we'll cut these as medium size bags, and then we'll cut some smaller ones for maybe 1 pound.
Sharp knives. We also use these knives for chicken butchering, but not this one. This is like a 10-inch knife. A portable refrigerator helps also because it's movable and we can move it in closer to the house after it was down there. This is a side of beef. This has been hanging for 2 weeks. I'm just gonna pick one.
I didn't expect to go that way. You know what? I can carry this.
You got that?
Yeah. This is the hind quarter. I think here's where we gotta.
I want to take its temperature, just to do it. 33 degrees.
Wow.
So it's cold.
So I guess we got to cut this out now because that's all loose.
This is a smaller steer than our first steer we did in December. We almost think maybe it was like a Dexter or something, or half, because it was 2 years old and it just didn't seem like it was growing big.
Wow, that's like butter. Oh, I love it.
I don't know if you want to save some of this fat. This is a short one.
Maybe we could just start a bucket full of fat, and then I'll sort through it. So, see this tendon? That's not what we're gonna eat. We're not gonna eat that. That's for us. So I'm taking off all this tendon, and some of it's fat, but it's not worth picking at. And then I'm putting it in here. So all this stuff needs to come off. All this yucky stuff, it needs to come off. So you can do this if you want.
That's a gland right there that we're gonna cut off. You don't want to eat that.
Woo! Is that our big roast for our big party?
Yep.
Wow.
Because like we said, we can turn it into sandwich meat, and we could smoke it.
This is a pastrami sandwich right here. Pastrami.
Yeah.
Pastrami meat.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Ooh, look at that. Cut that out. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this.
Randy's got his job. Penelope's got her job. What's your job, Penelope?
Taking off the fat.
What's Mom's job?
Just cleaning up these cuts.
What's Grandma's job?
I'm measuring the steaks and sealing them.
Fat, grind, and this what the steaks are right there.
That needs to be packaged.
Filet mignon. What?
We're gonna cut them up into stew chunks.
There's something still romantic of using a handsaw. I'm here for the romanticism. This go around, compared to our first time doing it in December, I think we kind of already knew what to expect, and we knew how to tackle it, that big piece of meat.
It was only half, and he was smaller, so
I felt more comfortable.
yeah.
Did you?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna throw it in the oven roaster,
Yeah.
and then when I make bone broth, all this meat will fall off.
Piecing out that half took an hour, and we need to get the other half still and do that one.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
I mean, if it's that small, then throw it to the pigs. There's nothing there. Look at all that bone marrow right
That's
there.
that bone marrow, Jason.
Oh yeah. We could eat that too. And that's it. That's one whole side of beef we just finished. That took about 3.5 hours. We're saving all these bones. We gotta bag those up and freeze them.
So all of these bones I'm gonna save for bone broth. I'm just wrapping them up in this paper.
It is kind of nice just doing the 1/2 of beef versus both, because last time I think we didn't finish till like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. This is day 2 of putting away that 1/2 of beef, and today we're grinding. We use the Cabela's commercial grade grinder. This is a 1/2 horsepower, which first time you was using it last time, and it works. I think it worked good. I think it was pretty fast. When we grind, we like to split up some of the liver and the heart into the meat while we grind it, so that way it just, you know, helps us to get rid of it, you know, like help us to go through it. I guess some people can taste the liver in the grind when you have a burger, but I can't taste it. Can you taste it, Randy?
No, I could not.
And Randy don't like liver.
I hate liver.
How about you, Penelope? Do you taste the liver?
No.
That's the first grind, and then we're gonna do 2 grinds.
Yeah, we're gonna do a smaller grind to kind of get it down even
It's
smaller.
cold.
1 pound of ground, and then you flatten it to better store into the freezer. And then we really like making pre-made hamburger patties. It's like our fast food, and we just stick those in the freezer already made, already formed. We're all done. We have 1, 2, 3.
25 pounds.
All right. 25 pounds of ground. Now keep in mind, this is just half the cow, half the steer. We still got to pick up the other half at the processor. And now I made it to Vandale Farms, their pasture-raised farm here, and they also have a processing facility here. They're going to be processing and butchering up our 1/2 of beef.
Jason, I'm Bill.
Hi, nice to meet you.
John and those two in there is John and John. It's easy to remember. But anyway, all right, they're ready. I just got to suit up. Come on in, I'll introduce you.
My beef here has been hanging for about 2 weeks. Look at this track, man. This is something that I want to build at our place, maybe in our horse stalls. This track is rolling, goes into that cooler.
Come on. Next comes off, sirloin tip. Seam here.
Hey, can we get me a rack? Or just give me like 4 metal trays.
Seems a lot easier when it's hanging.
Oh yeah.
Do
A
that.
heck of a lot easier.
Yeah.
We used to do it on the table laying down. And then my buddy Billy here came in here and started showing us how it's so much easier hanging now.
Sirloin tip. One moment.
How long have you been doing this?
Long time. I started when I was 17. I started at the tail end of, when they, 77 is when I started. Boxed meat came in early 80s. So I got in on the tail end of breaking beef. I used to work for a public supermarket.
What are you cutting off there?
The fat and the old dried out,
Dry skin.
the dry skin, the outside edges.
That's the whole round right there.
How long do these typically hang? Like, what's that good? Is it depend?
Average 7 to 14 days. We've had people let them, you know, on them 3 weeks, 21 days or so. They start breaking down after 7 days. Top round, he's got stew meat. Back when I started, to be a journeyman meat cutter took 6 years. Now you can train somebody 7-8 months. Everything comes out of a box.
Yeah.
You know, I call them meat slicers.
Scraper.
Oh,
Scraper.
it's just to clean the sawdust, bone dust off the meat. That'll peel right out of there. I'll tell you when. Okay, got him?
Yeah.
We're gonna take the neck off the chuck. These are the chuck eyes right here. You get 2 chuck eyes per half on a beef.
So now we're packaging up all the meat,
Yeah.
and you throw it in a bag. You weigh it.
It gets weighed, prints out the label we need, the date and everything for it, the weight.
And what is this machine?
And this is the backpack machine. What it does is when you close it, it fills it full of air. And then it'll suck all the air out. And when it sucks all the air out, it'll seal it.
Once you go back in,
There's the bones. It's already cut up. It's kind of nice having the bandsaw. You don't have to do it by hand. That was a little steer, so I think it should fit in here. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Cool. All right, we just made it home. Let's do a side-by-side comparison of what we butchered here as a family versus the pros over at Vandale Farms. This side is what we butchered and pieced out, and then this side is from the pros. Everything is nice and labeled. And we got some labels here too. It's just a marker. Fajitas. The price per pound to take it to a processor for us was $1 per pound. And the total weight that they had was about 160 pounds. And the total weight we had was the same because there were just 2 halves. This whole bin here is all the ground from Vandale. Ground beef, 1 pound packages.
This whole bin here is our ground.
Right away we like to flatten it.
It stacks better.
These are 1 pound packages also.
Yes. This is actually more ideal because this uses less of the vacuum seal bag, which is kind of expensive. So whereas we're using this giant sheet here just to flatten it and save space in our freezers.
All the ground here was 19 pounds versus the stuff that we had ground was 31 pounds. And that includes the
Hamburger patties.
hamburger patties.
And then these are the beef bones here.
We saved the beef bones. This is from Vandale. These are the ones that we cut. They packaged them nice. They even put them, like categorized them. This is our bone marrow bones here. And they put the knuckles together.
These are the neck bones.
From Vandale, we got the beef shank bones that they just cut and left that bone in there. And for our shanks,
we put them into ground. So we don't have a tool that can cut this, right? Is that why?
I guess we could cut it by hand,
Yeah.
but I don't think we thought about it.
Yeah,
Like-
so I'm curious to cook this up and see how we enjoy it this way. And then for maybe our next year, if we do like it, we can remember. Hopefully we'll remember to do it.
The pros also cut us some short ribs. We did not save short ribs on the other half that we did because we felt like it was just, I don't know, it's just easier to put it into grind. And that's probably why we got more grind. I'm pretty sure I could have said, hey, can you make hamburger patties? And it would be, but also it would cost more money. Because they also do, if you take a pig in, they'll do sausage, they'll have their own seasonings you can add, you know, all of that.
This is our brisket here. And then that is their brisket, which looks bigger.
Theirs does?
Well, they've included a little bit of this fat here, but it pretty much looks the same as far as like...
This steer was a smaller steer of the two that we had, and it was very lean. So we hardly got any fat that separate and we need to render down. Because whatever fat we got, we usually just put it in the grind. I think communicating what you want when you take an animal to a butcher, that's important. And just establishing that relationship. Being that this is a ton of work to process a whole steer yourself, I mean, taking it to a processor is a great option. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. But the only way you're gonna learn and be more efficient as butchering a bigger animal yourself is doing it yourself. I like how these are labeled. They're nice and neat. It looks like, you know, the grocery store, what you're used to seeing. Ours don't really. They're just kind of just meat. It's all meat, right? It's all going in our bellies. The pros, they know what they're doing. It's clean and it's efficient. It's fast. You just drop it off and then pick it up. You know, so I thought this would be a fun video for you guys. Fun video for us to make because we could compare the two. Never did anything like this. But thank you guys for watching. And if you guys want to see our last video that we butchered, our big steer, we'll put that video right here so you can check out. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.